Hey, shalom, shalom, all praises, honor, glory goes to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachak, Wadash. Double honors to the apostles, elder bishops, the great millstone who rule well. Peace and blessings to you fellow brothers pushing this word and truth and sincerity. Chanak, coming back with another lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachak, Wadash. All right, shalom to all the believers out there. You know, this is a in-transit lesson, so I'm driving. Lord's will, you know, relatively quick. You know, it's a lot of things that, you know, I kind of want to speak about. It kind of all blends into, you know, like the same thing. You know, pretty much the war, all-out war, you know, the destruction. And salvation, you know, by the chariots, and then before that, the MOTB. So it's really like three main prophecies. There's a few more within that, but it kind of all plays into that. You know, Jacob trouble and all that. You know, that's big. Isaiah 4:1. You know, it kind of when the MOT plays out, all the other prophecies are going to pretty much kick off. We're going to be pretty much knee deep in all the other prophecies, but it's like, you know, the main prophecies that we're waiting for and that are building up is the MOTB, which we see individuals with the MOTB inside of them. You had the trials with Synchron, which they do BCI's brain chip interfaces. You had Elon Musk Neuralink. They did the first successful trial. There's an actual individual that has a chip inside their brain, and they're doing it in other countries, especially Europe. You have Sweden, which a lot of their population actually have, the payment chips. And then on the other hand, you have, wars building up. Okay, you have this new spending bill that just passed the House, and then it has to go to the Senate. It has passed the House, one of the House or the Senate, I forget, but it's billions of dollars for Ukraine, for the state of Israel, and for Taiwan. So America is funding 3 wars, and then you have the Civil War sentiment here in America that's building up amongst these patriots. And me and the brothers, we watched Friday, we watched just actually a few days ago, we watched a Civil War movie, which the movie wasn't really like a super good movie, but it was good as far as being able to pull out the spiritual aspect of the different things that are going to happen, like the hidden things. Okay, so I was kind of thinking about a lot of those things today, and it's a lot closer than what we think. Meaning all the prophecies, the MOTB, the destruction, Jacob's trouble, Isaiah 4:1. Great destruction, great, plagues, famine. Let me get this in Romans 13. I bring this out a lot, right? It's a lot closer. We're literally, at the door. Romans 13 and 11, and that knowing the time, that now it is high time to awake out of sleep, you Israelites that are on the fence, that are still in a dead-like state. These are like quickening scriptures, to awake us out of that dead state. And some of us have woken up. And once all the elect are sealed, the destruction is going to come. And this is why you see America taking a more aggressive stance. And as well as the state of Israel taking aggressive stance towards Iran, because we're in that time, man. Okay, we're actually in the time. Give me a second. I'm just parking this car. Okay, for now is our salvation nearer than when we believe, and that's kind of what kind of been playing through my head. Our salvation is near than when we believed. Okay, a lot of things are happening. A lot of big things are happening. All right, to signify our salvation. Okay, major thing, and I'm here in the park and I'm just seeing people walk by and stuff like that. These people are completely oblivious to what's getting ready to go down. You see what I'm saying? And they're gonna get caught up. 1 Thessalonians 5, right? They're gonna get caught up. Okay, let me bring out 2nd Ezra's. Give me a second. 9. Okay, because we know the time. All right, we're actually measuring the time. The scriptures give us the scriptures, the measuring tool, if you will, the measuring stick, right? The measuring device to understand, where we're at as far as the end. And all the signs point to the end. Not only it points to the end, but it points to the fact that we're closer to the end than what we actually believe. Meaning what? We're here. Okay, we're actually at the point in which these things are gonna, pop up. What else needs to happen? As far as, if there's a major event that takes place, say, in the next hour, would that not change the way people, look on life? If there was an attack, would that not give excuse for the government to come in and push certain measures? What about this election? There's an assassin. So we're at a conjunction point. We're at a point where all the prophecies are going to converge, meaning they're going to come together at one point. They're all going to happen at one time. Things are going to happen. Boom, 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 boom. Very quick. We're literally here, and it's like we're talking about the same exact thing. I'm like, man, I can't even go into any other topic, because this is the topic. This is the main topic that we should be speaking about, right? Or the best gift is to prophesy, and we're saying these things that are going to happen before they happen. Okay, that's what it means to prophesy, which the scriptures tell you what's going to happen, but the prophet, the Most High gives the spirit to the prophet to be able to interpret. This is 2nd Ezra, the 9th chapter, first verse. He answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself. Yeah, we're constantly looking in the news. We just don't go to the mainstream media, but the mainstream media, they tell you a lot of things you can glean out. Alternative media, we're reading the scriptures, we're looking at news articles, we're watching closely what all these leaders are doing. We're watching, keeping our eyes on what's going on in Europe, keeping our eyes on what's going on in the Middle East, Asia, keeping our eyes on what's going on with China. Okay, not falling asleep, because you can easily fall asleep here in America, because these cities are relatively peaceful. You can just be in your own circle, your own bubble. You can just be in your own bubble. You can just just live that rat race. Say you got you a good job. You got you a little money. You ain't really in poverty like that. You can eat all the foods that you like. You can go hit movies. Things are open. It's like there's no more restrictions. You can go and travel. It's relatively peaceful around the world, but in other parts of the world, there's war. Okay, and more war is going to break out, and it's going to touch America. It's going to touch you people. And ultimately the end result of that is, okay, America being completely destroyed. Okay. It says, measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs past, which I told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. Okay, and how does the Lord visit the world that he made? Okay, therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world. Now, you had major earthquakes that happened a couple weeks back here in the States. And the beginning of this year, if I'm not mistaken, or last year, you had a major earthquake out there in the Middle East or South Asia, West Asia. Or more so, I think on the border. What was the border? I forget. It killed like 60,000 people. You know, one of them Middle Eastern countries. It killed like 60,000 people. You know, and wounded so many other. You know, the aftermath. So you have major earthquakes, and then of course America's keeping things hush hush, but they're protesting heavily in the state of Israel. Okay, they're protesting Benjamin Netanyahu. Okay, they want him out. He's facing criminal charges, so he has to continue. This is what they're saying. He has to continue that war. Okay, so he won't be brought up on charges. Which none of these individuals are going to be brought up on charges. The Most High is going to bring these individuals up on charges. Okay, because if he's charged, you got to charge every last Edomite, especially the ones that are in power. Okay, and James the 5th chapter goes and said, yeah, you Edomites, you gonna be charged. Okay, the Most High is going to charge you. He's going to send his son back. Okay, to wage war. What you nation, and that's all part of that prophecy. Okay, because once Jacob's trouble hits, the MOTB is going to be in the midst of that. All right, Isaiah 4:1 is going to be in the midst of that. Okay, the famine is going to be in the midst of that. That all coincides Jacob's trouble, which is the end. War is going to be in the midst of that. You're going to have drafts. So it's pretty much like all one prophecy. Separate prophecies, but it's all one prophecy converging, meaning coming together at one point, one junction point. Okay, and then the end is going to come. Okay, that war that people are speculating about or saying that it has already started. Now the topic is the World War III has already started. Okay, and the people here in America, they're just, they're just completely oblivious. Then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. For like as all that is made in the world has a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest, right? Which the word, let's look at the word manifest. It means to make clear. But let's just type this in. Manifest. Make clear, make plain. Clear or obvious to the eyes or to the eye or mind, right? It's clear and it's obvious. Something also I was thinking about how the Most High, he's pretty much just blinded the people. Isaiah the 60th chapter, Isaiah 60:2, gross darkness to people, but the light, the light, we have the light. Okay, which all these war analysts, all these talking heads, all these intellectuals, all these wise men, all these sorcerers, they're all about to be confounded, because it's not going to go according to the way they believe it's going to go. Okay? It's going to go the way that Yahweh Shai says things are going to go. We got the playbook. Okay? And everything is happening according to the playbook. Like, supposedly, right, this is rumor, supposedly from a credible news source, that Israel, they were going to launch a nuclear attack, above Iran, more so like a EMP, but a Russian a fighter jet, Su-19 or something, whatever they call their fighter jet, shot it down. So we don't know, but it was supposed to be, if you within that circle, you know, everybody is speaking about that. You have some people saying that's not what it is. They could be gatekeepers trying to keep the people, calm. But it got me, if it is true, that's the Most High basically saying, nah, it ain't time right now. Okay, it ain't nah. You ain't about to just shoot. You're not about to shoot a missile yet. There's certain things that gotta go off before all our war can pursue. So we don't know if that's true or not. All right. We do know that the Most High controls those missiles, and he can stop a missile from going off or not. He can turn the missiles on. Okay. He can do it from the angels. Okay. So yeah. And again, the angels are going to be showing themselves even more. They're going to be more, what people call supernatural events that are going to take place in the earth. Also, the power is coming to, the elect men. That's going to be given to the elect men during that time of trouble to be able to survive this time of trouble. Because if you don't have that, you're not going to survive. Okay, you're going to be mowed down by the troops. Okay, by the military forces. Okay, here in America. Okay, watch. One thing they did show that was good in that movie, Civil War, is there was no mercy, man. If you was if you was the resistance, or you was part of the government that was trying to get taken down, there was no mercy. They weren't taking prisoners. They were shooting you on sight, man. Okay, and people got used to, dead bodies. And then also on the other side of that too, or at the same time, there were also places in America that were relatively normal. Okay, and our apostles even said that. Okay, so you're gonna have, for example, like the George Floyd thing, right? You have places that were just crazy, complete breakdown, like Seattle, Portland, and places like that, and where it was, they were rioting, and it was heavy police presence. And then you had other places in, middle America, in North Dakota, they weren't doing all that. Even the whole C-19 thing, certain states they had like a limited shutdown, if that. But other places, they were more draconian. So that plays into how, they shall be eating and drinking. Like the days of Noah, the days of Lot. Okay. So there's going to be still some normacy within all this chaos. Remember, America is a big place. Clear or obvious to the eye or mind. Okay. So these things are obvious to us. Let's get this in, no, let me finish in 2nd Ezra 9. Actually, we might get that. It's a rock. 2nd Ezra 9 and 6. Even so, the times also of the highest have plain beginnings and wonders and powerful works and endings and effects and signs. And we're seeing these. We can see the Most High has given us the eye, okay, to be able to see these things. And he has closed the eye, blinded the mind of the rest of the people. Okay, so they're moving and making decisions, in the dark, if you will, not able to perceive, the severity. And even those that are on a carnal level, a prepping level, understanding the economy, understanding where America is going, they still don't get the big picture. Even the elites. And these are the head figures that are actually orchestrating all this chaos in the earth. They don't even understand, okay, what's going on. Really? Okay, because Yahweh Shai is going to come and disrupt, okay, their whole plan. Okay? Let me get that in Job. All right? And even though we're saying this and they know deep within their spirit that it's true, this man is so proud that he's going to fight against it. All right, that's the war in heaven when you read in Daniel. I'm sorry. And in Revelation. Job 5:12, he disappointed the devices of the crafty, right? Because the majority of these things that are happening, damn near all of them, okay, especially economic, social, the wars between these nations, that's all orchestrated. I mean, the Most High is with the wicked elite to do these things, okay, but on a carnal level, you have men that are doing these things, okay. The Most High is going to disappoint, okay, his craft, because that's all that is craft, meaning witchcraft, sorcery, black magic. Okay, they do sacrifices. Well, we're in the Feast of the Beast. Let me type that in. We're in a very high satanic, a highly satanic time where the occult, the left hand, they do major sacrifices. It starts April the 19th. Let me type that. The Feast of the Beast. I believe that's what it's called. I'm not getting it. Hold on. Feast of the Beast. What is it? What is it called? Hold on. April 19. Right. Okay. Here we go. Give me a second. I believe it was the Feast of the Beast. I'm not sure. Give me a second. FYI, today, this is on Reddit thread. Today, April 19th, is the first day of the 13-day satanic ritual days for the blood sacrifice to the beast. So I believe it is called the Feast of the Beast, but you type that in on the Google, I can't see anything. You should be able to type that up. Maybe you go to DuckDuckGo. Maybe I don't know. Interesting how it coincides with the day of the largest mock blood sacrifices rituals held by Jehovah's Witnesses and Christians around the world. Yeah, April 19th is the first day of the 13-day satanic ritual day relating to fire. The fire god Baal or Molech, Nimrod, the sun god, also known as Roman god Saturn devil. Yeah, they're all the same god. It's all Satan. But different cultures call these different gods different names. And they worship these gods, and they gave reverence to these gods, and they sacrifice to these gods. And the same practices go on to today. Okay, to bless a certain endeavor, a certain enterprise, right? To gain a certain power, a certain influence over the people. They cast a spell. These are why these people are they're in a spell. These people here in America, they're in a complete spell. Okay, the Esau, he's poisoning the food even more. Okay, his medical industry just keeps people sick, and they don't know what to do. And if they do go to somebody that goes to alternative therapy, that alternative therapy it ain't really getting them what they need, and then it costs a whole bunch of money. And then they've been living in excess so much, they don't even have the self-control to break away from a lot of these things that they're addicted to, that are causing, this retoxification, so they're done. The people are done. So they just give into their flesh, and they don't want to hear about the bad news. They don't want to hear about war. They don't want to hear about a new virus. They don't want to hear about none of that, man. So this is why a lot of them, they don't watch these things. These people, they say that all the time. I had a individual I work with. He's like, man, do you watch the news? I'm like, yeah, I watch the news. I watch certain, I watch all type of different news to get a comprehensive look on, geopolitical, politics and, different things that are going on. It's like, yeah, man, because, I talk to certain people that I work with. They don't, they don't watch the news because, they say it's too negative and, they rather just not know. He's like, yeah, and there's a certain level of like comfort you get from that. And there's a certain level of, what do you say? Comfort, you're not getting anxiety or you're de-stressed. You're not stressed. You're not as stressed. Right. And I was like, yeah, that's true. Ignorance is bliss. But when reality hits you, then you can't comprehend because it comes too fast. It comes too quick. You weren't in reality. You was living in your own realm. Okay. This day is a major human sacrifice day, demanding blood and fire sacrifice and an emphasis on children. This day is one of the most important human sacrifice days for Satanists and others. Some very historic events occurred on and around this time period. Okay, April 19, 1776, the Battle of Lexington and Concord. April 19, 1909, the Great Fire of Toronto. April 18th, 1906, the San Francisco earthquake. So we're in a very heavy, what is the 21st? Well, you just had that, that attack. What was it, 2 days ago? I don't know. But this is a very heavy, satanic, satanic week. Where a lot of sacrifices, a lot of events happen during this time. Not all, they don't have to do something super big, but we're in that time, man. We're in the time where big things are happening. Okay, a lot of things are happening behind closed doors. Okay, and it's gonna bleed out to the people, and the people are gonna be afraid. All right, when that destruction comes, they're not gonna be able to hide themselves. It's gonna come like, what the fuck is going, excuse my language, but it's gonna come like that. One day they just, minding their own business, just, being an asshole in life, just being a demon, and then boom. Okay. Destruction is, right in front of them, staring them right in front of the face, and they're gonna be afraid. Okay, so it just goes through a different whole list of different things that happen around this time. And, okay, let me, so yeah, I believe this is called the Feast of the Beast. I don't know why, it's not, if you can, anybody know, you can just put it in the, you can just put it in the comment board. I'm not going to spend too much time on it. Give me a second. Yeah, look what it said. Look, Google says it looks like there aren't many great results for this search. See, they're hiding. See, we're in a time where they're hiding a lot of this information that we used to be able to look up. You go back, we go back doing videos 5, 6, 7, 8 years ago. When the apostle 10 years ago, 15, 16 years ago, right? Where you could just, even 5 years ago, right? You can go, online, you just hit the Google and it'll give you all type of stuff. Now all this stuff is limited. Okay. I mean, there is some certain things, but I guess they're going to take out certain keywords, because also on the other side of that, you got Esau and the powers that be, these elites, they're being exposed for, the different sacrifices and the trafficking of children. There's a lot of wicked, evil things that are going on that are amongst these politicians and these people of high ranking status, right? And it's all coming out, man. And a lot of people do know these things, okay? And I'm not gonna, like I said, I'm not gonna spend too much time on that. Let me go back. Job 5:12. He disappointed the devices of the crafty, so that their hands cannot perform their enterprise. And they're conjuring things up as we speak. They're setting covert operations as we speak. They're doing sacrificing as we speak, drinking blood and eating human flesh. They're doing all manner of evil, okay, in order for their enterprise to be successful, and pushing out all manner of enchantments. But none of these things are going to be able to save you. We'll end it there. Let me finish this, and then we're going to end in Isaiah 47. None of these things are going to be able to save you from the inevitable, Esau. Okay, and you individuals that are here in America, you're going to be completely destroyed, okay, if you're not part of the elect, if you're not an Israelite. He taketh the wise in their own craftiness, and a counsel of the forward is headlong. It's carried headlong. It says they meet with darkness in the daytime. These are these different, what do they call it? Summits. These are these different summits and backdoor meetings, and where they meet with each other, and they, what are we going to do with these Israelites? What kind of enchantment we going to do? Are we going to, release P. Diddy? Let's do the side with P. Diddy. We got to make sure, what the scriptures say, thou art weary in the multitude of thy counsels. So Esau is wearied in a sense that his counsel, his enchantments are not working like they used to work. Because these things were always in plain sight. But now the people are more, the people are more awake, if you will, to certain things that he's doing. They're asleep to the truth, the actual truth, because you got the truth and you got the truth. Okay. I'm done there. Let me just read a couple of verses in Isaiah 47. Let me just go to the point. I don't know what I'm gonna call the video. I'll work that out. But it's a whole bunch of things, man. We're pretty much at that time, and it's a lot closer than what people believe. What we believe, because that's what the scriptures say. Okay, it's Isaiah 47. Let me see something. Verse 10, for thou hast trusted in thy wickedness, speaking about Babylon the great, America. Thou hast said, none seeth me. Thy wisdom and thy knowledge, it hath perverted thee. And thou hast said in thy heart, I am, and none else beside me. You think America could never get touched. Okay, that's the spirit that Esau, embodies, because he's been able to, pretty much conquer the whole known world. And no nation able to come against him. He's been able to put all nations under his feet. Okay, with superior dominance, militarily, politically, financially, controlling resources. Okay, paying people off, taking people out, cutting people out of the system. Okay, creating coups, all manner of things. All right. Therefore shall evil come upon thee, thou shalt not know from whence it riseth. Even these individuals that are controlling these things and think, it's going to be some hard times, but we're going to be able to get, by this, we're going to be able to do. Nah, you're not going to even know this great evil that's getting ready to come upon you. You're not going to even be able to comprehend this evil that's coming. Thou shalt not know whence it riseth, and mischief shall fall upon thee. Yeah, because you're going to have all these nations, they're going to come against you. Even your allies, it tells you that in Obadiah. All your allies are going to turn against you. Europe, okay, which is the beast, okay, the EU. Okay, those NATO nations, they're going to turn on you. Okay, thou shalt not be able to put it off, and desolation shall come upon thee suddenly, which thou shalt not know. So these things are going to come upon the people suddenly, but we actually see it at the door. We see that it's really at any given moment. All these things can, transpire. All these things, can take place. It's like a domino effect. Once that first domino drops, then everything else, it just drops right along in that, in that chain of command. Okay. Thou art wearied in the multitude of thy counsels. I'm sorry, I skipped the verse. Verse 12. Stand now with thy enchantments. Okay, so all these enchantments that you've been keeping the people, asleep for, been using your predictive program, pretty much, your your false, prophecies. Okay. Because Esau's trying to do what the Most High, is doing. The Lord said there was going to be certain things. Esau, you ain't doing nothing that ain't been done. See, but with your pride, you'll never submit to the Lord. The Lord got to make you submit. That's okay. That's what he's coming to do. He's coming to make all nations submit. Okay, through power. Okay, through the force of the sword. This is the only language that Esau, can understand. And with the multitude of thy sorceries wherein thou hast labored from thy youth, if so be thou shalt be able to profit, if so be thou mayest prevail, right? Because from your youth, America was founded by Masons, okay? Which Masonry is witchcraft. So your founding fathers were nothing but witches, okay? And they built up America through the power of sorcery. They got their power from Satan. Okay? When they go to wars and shit like that, you got the priesthood. They do sacrifices in order for their certain, military operations and covert operations, okay, to be successful. And see, this is what the people don't understand. There's always been a priesthood throughout all these different religions, and they all require a sacrifice. Okay, the Heavenly Father requires a sacrifice, but now it's a sacrifice. It's a living sacrifice. Okay, through your daily actions. Okay, thou art weary in the multitude of thy counsels. Let now the astrologers, the stargazers, the monthly prognosticators stand up and save thee from these things that shall come upon thee. And because none of these things, these things that are coming upon you, you're not taking into consideration that they're going to come upon you. You're not taking into consideration the chariots that's going to come and tear your ass up. Okay? You're not taking into consideration, give me a second, that the Most High is going to intervene. Okay, the prophets are going to receive power. Oh yeah, whatever. They might be able to do something, but we're going to be able to, come down upon them. You're not expecting the Heavenly Father to intervene. The Lord's been, standoffish. He's allowed you to do what you were going to do. Okay, this is all part, okay, of the Heavenly Father's plan. He needed you to do what you're going to do in order for the Lord to come in and take your ass out. Okay, and this is wisdom and knowledge that you don't understand. And we're here to tell you, and regardless, you're still going to buck up against it. Okay, that's Psalms 58, the charmers charming never so wisely. At the deaf adder, you're the deaf adder that's stopping for ears. You're not going to hear. Okay, you hear the prophecies. You hear everything. You look into everything. You know exactly what we're saying. All right, that's why you don't put us, okay, out there, right? You don't want publicity to come really in general, the Israelites. But if you do it, of course, it's going to be something negative. It can be nothing positive because the message as a whole is not positive towards Esau, Edom. Even these Israelites that don't really get into the destruction, don't really speak about Esau, Edom, but they'll say, we're the true people. Well, that's detrimental to Esau, because if we're the true people, then who are the fake people? Who are they? Are they the people too? So on no aspect is this word for you. Okay, so you're going to be very careful how you present this information to the people. And when you do present it to the people, it's filled with nothing but witchcraft. It's filled with nothing but sorcery. Okay, a lot of the shit you set up. Okay, you got agent provocateurs. Okay, you got false. You got spies. All manner of wild shit. It says, behold, they shall be as stubble. The fire shall burn them, right? Because at the end of the day, you're going to be burned up here in America. All right. And you elites, you're going to run off, which is beautiful. And you're going to crawl into them caverns, your bunkers. And then you're going to get hemmed up. And you're going to be the first fruits of slavery. Okay. These BBLs is just getting out of control. That's ridiculous. Let now, slide here. They shall not deliver themselves from the power of the flame. There shall not be a coal to warm at, nor a fire to sit before. Thus shall they be unto thee with whom thou hast labored, even thy merchants. From thy youth they shall wander every one to his quarter, none shall save thee. Right? Because these nations, they gonna flee. Okay? They gonna flee. They gonna kick rocks when they see things get hot. So I'm gonna close it there until next time. Shalom to the elect.